Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm going to talk about the two stocks that I bought this week and the one stock I sold. Now the one stock I sold wasn't a stock I completely sold out of, it was just me taking a little bit of profit, taking a little risk off the table. You guys kind of know which one this is, but you might have missed it, so we'll start with that one first and just go through it pretty quick. But the two stocks I bought were on the UK side. I'm seeing a bit more value on that side at the moment. There was a couple of other stocks that nearly kind of got bought. There was a few on Friday as well with the dip and everything that was going on. Nearly bought a few things on Friday, but I held off. So it's getting a little bit more attractive again now because obviously only 2 weeks ago I was like, hey, I'm not buying anything. It's kind of crazy right now. But yeah, I bought these two stocks on Monday and both of them are UK companies. And the one stock I sold was on Tuesday, and like I said, took a 10% stake in there. Now, I'll go through those companies and show you the reasons why I did this in a second, but if you do want to know when I'm buying and selling these companies, so like on Monday and Tuesday I was posting on Patreon, and I exactly say when I'm buying and selling, then you can join through the link in the description. And if you do want to start buying stocks, there's a link to a free trade account and trading 212 account, and if you join through there, you get a free share, and you can start buying these companies. Just make sure you're not after buying GameStop on them. But we'll get stuck into the two stocks I bought and the one stock that I sold. Now, because I'm going to show a lot more slides again today, I'm going to try to do the face cam, so you're just not looking at pictures, and hopefully this makes it a bit more entertaining. So yeah, hopefully it all works out fine. But we'll start off with the stock that I did sell. So I sold 10% of my position in this one, which was Beyond Meats. Now, Beyond Meats had an amazing week. There was two combinations, but the stock was up like 50-60%. And it was a massive jump very quickly. Really, it went down to two reasons why. There was a Pepsi deal announced, and that helped stocks go up, but also because of everything that's going on in the stock market with short sellers at the moment. Beyond Meats is a little bit of a heavy shorted stock, and because of that, it was a few people looking at that one as a bit of a shorted stock to maybe play on a little bit. So a lot of it was to do with the Pepsi deal, but also because of what was going on in the stock market, which was absolutely crazy. And that kind of helped Beyond Meats, and it sent it up quite a bit. Now, because of that, Beyond Meats has been, over the last 3 months, has been a company that I have been buying absolutely heavy. And I've been buying pretty much every dip that happens nearly every single day. Sometimes on the YouTube channel, I don't really make it that clear how much I'm actually buying it, but on the Patreon side of it, if you are a Patreon member, or if you kind of wanted to join that, you would see that I was making posts like every week going, I'm increasing my position at 10%, 20%, and I was buying it absolutely huge, and it was starting to get into my top 5 positions. Now, because of the massive jump in share price as well this week, that meant that my position went up even more because of that, and went up a lot quicker than other positions, and it actually, with gains included, came my biggest position. And I was like, you know me, I love Facebook, and I always say, like, Facebook, I want that to be my biggest position in the stock market. And for Beyond Meat to have that massive jump, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, I got to the point where I was like, right, let's just take 10% of profit off this table. Sold at a really nice gain. It was something like a 50-60% gain. Still a nice heavy position, and in fact I still think it's my biggest position right now. So that might still get changed a little bit with a little bit more selling. But yeah, I was like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with how much it went up so quickly, and the news that it brought out with the Pepsi deal was great, don't get me wrong. When these partnerships take more and more effect with the company, it's going to help the stock go up, even more when we get back to normality. But realistically now, should have that deal move the stock up as much as it did do? Probably not. So it was a good time just for me to take a nice little gain off there, sell 10% of my position, and then keep that in cash, maybe go buy something else or whatever goes on. So that was on Tuesday when that news came out, and I've kind of covered it on the channel a little bit right now. I made a full video on it, so if you do want any more Beyond Meat stuff, then go check that out. But it was a nice little trim on their position with what went on. So that was the position I sold 10% of. Now, there was two companies that I bought, which were two UK companies, and both were airlines. So one of them was a new company in my portfolio, and one of them was adding in or averaging up into a company that I currently own. So Monday, there was, across the weekend, there was a lot of news about the UK government basically restricting a lot of border movement, and even though it shouldn't really do it, airlines got hit. And it's crazy because there's hardly anyone traveling anyway, so for borders to get closed probably isn't going to make that much of a difference to these companies right now. The companies are mainly hit from pretty much no passengers traveling, so, and there's not many of them doing that anyway. So there was one company new that I added in, which was Wizz Air. So this is kind of a budget airline. And these guys do short haul flights and medium haul flights, and they're a bit more dominant in like Europe and Middle East. And while this lockdown's going on, these guys have been pretty much looking at how they can expand the company, very much like Jet2. And Wizz Air are actually my second favourite airline behind Jet2. I always get a lot of questions asking about like IAG and like TUI and everything like that, but for me, these Wizz Air and Jet2 are my two favourite airlines, Jet2 being number one, Wizz Air being number two. And I like Wizz Air because of how much it's still expanding, the profit it puts in, the revenue growth it puts in, and the main thing as well is the healthy balance sheet it has, because I want to be buying, if I'm buying stocks that have been absolutely crushed by what's gone on in the world, I don't want to be buying stocks that have weak balance sheets. I want to be buying stocks with good, strong balance sheets that I know we're going to get through the situation we're in. Now, it's a 3.7 billion market cap company. It had a bit of a dip. This is one I bought on Monday. Since I bought it on Monday, the stock has gone up around about 10%, which is a nice gain early on. Now, my game plan on this one was, if it bottoms out on Monday and it goes up, I will pretty much sell out at a short-term 50% gain. If I have the ability that it goes down from here, I will carry on averaging, make it a decent position, somewhere on the lines of Jet2, but probably just slightly below it. And I'll probably hold that for like 2 or 3 years and then take a 100% gain. So that's my kind of game plan with Wizz Air. We'll see exactly how it goes, but at the moment it looks like it might be the shorter term plan that will come into action with how much it's already jumped up. Now, we're looking at the growth side of it. You can see that profit could be a little bit of a stronger growth, but nevertheless, the revenue has been absolutely fantastic. And when forecast to come out of the pandemic that we're currently in, profit will carry on growing and revenue will carry on growing. So from that point of view, it's all pretty attractive. The only little red flag that I did have and why I went for Jet2 over Wizz Air really was because of the amount of profit that Jet2 create compared to Wizz Air. But still, you can see it's absolutely fantastic. And then on the balance sheet point of view, same again, wanted to buy an airline with a strong balance sheet. The debt isn't too bad, 357 million. When we look at the cash, 1.4 billion. These numbers probably will change a bit because obviously they're burning through a lot of cash. I think the Wizz Air have just raised a little bit more cash as well, so you will see exactly. But we know that these guys aren't going to be in a position where it's like touch and go kind of scenario. So pretty much everything's pretty good from their point of view. And that leads me on to my second stock, which once again UK airline, and it was Jet2. So I kind of only averaged up this one by about 10%, but I still see a lot of upside. I saw how much the stock had dropped off. I think, this was, for me, Jet2 was a stock I had over 100% return on, and it like dropped down to like a 70% return. And I was like, wow, that's a bit of a drop. And if you wanted to get in Jet2 with the drop of Friday, the drop of Monday, it was a great buying opportunity if you're on the sidelines and you wanted to get into this one. Now, Jet2's been good to me, but I do want to buy some more shares in this one. It's a great company that I do like. And yeah, it had a little bit of dip, like I say, but this one, very much like Wizz Air, but I do like it a little bit more than Wizz Air. When we look at the revenue growth's a little bit stronger. Same again on the profit, a little bit stronger on the profit. And when it comes out of the pandemic, it should be really good because once again, like Wizz Air, it's been expanding through the pandemic, taking runway slots, looking at new flight routes for it to happen. I know there was a few Newcastle routes I did the other day, which will also help it. And once again, when I'm getting into an airline, I need to make sure I'm buying a company that has a pretty strong balance sheet. And yeah, it's still got 1 billion in cash. It's still got 472 million in debt. So double the cash to debt. And like I said, this will change very rapidly. It will burn through the cash as we go on. But, realistically, we are probably getting towards the last kind of 6 months until these guys should start seeing the recovery. So it should be fine through that point of view. And yeah, it should get back down to paying some of this debt off as we go on. So I'm pretty happy with everything from that point of view. These are probably my two favourite airlines out there, and when I've got these opportunities to buy dips in these companies that I do really like, I will do it. And there was a few other stocks that was on the list, a few on the US side that were getting closer on Friday. S4 Capital was one that was very close to buying a little bit more of, but yeah, pretty happy from that point of view. So yeah, those are the stocks that I bought and sold this week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you could, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here. By the way, there is a new Instagram official page set up of JKR Investing. Search on Instagram, JKR Investing. There's a few posts on there that come up every couple of days, which you might find a little bit interesting, but it's good to have a proper Instagram as well now. So if you do want to give that a follow, then go give it a follow. And thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next video.